What's up, guys? Obviously, it's CaptainObviouzX. I got a Battlefield 3 gameplay commentary for you guys today. I'm playing some Rush Attack on No Shark Canal using the Scar L assault rifle. Now, the gameplay in today's video is pretty awesome. We quickly take these objectives, and it's a good action-packed game. I hope you guys enjoy it. But today, I have a story to tell you guys, and it's not really anything about gaming or related to YouTube in a sense, but it does play a role in YouTube in a way. But let's get on with the story. So I was in business class the other day, and we had a guest speaker come in. He was an entrepreneur who came from my school about 6 years ago, graduated then, and he started a clothing company, and now he started an insurance company. And what this guy was talking about is all these different aspects of starting your own company. And while I was sitting there listening to this guy talk, I was kind of relating to all the things he was saying to YouTube. And you know, all the things he was talking about, you know, connections, networking, motivation, doing what you want, making sure that if you truly do want something, you work your hardest toward it. And, you know, I really got some motivation out of this speech. I mean, it wasn't really supposed to be a motivational speech. It's not one of those things that you go to at like a community center or thing like that, where you listen to some world-renowned motivational speaker who goes around and tells you guys, you know, focus on your life, work the hardest you possibly can, go towards all your goals. No, it's not anything like that. It was mainly talking to us about what exactly entrepreneurship is like. And like I said, I related it to YouTube in a few different ways. The one main thing he was focusing on the most was the fact that you gotta get involved. You gotta get involved with different things. You gotta network, meet new people. And the thing he was relating that to in his real life was how back in college, he just joined every single club he could get his hands on. And in the end, that really paid out in the end because the connections you make in the club. You make these connections in this club, and what he was saying was he was more on the computer side of things. He knew about computers, he knew how to design websites, you know, write programs, things like that. But now, he's not doing that. But back then, he knew how to do that, and he gained his connections to these different clubs who needed somebody to do computer work for them. Like, some of them needed a website design for them, some of them needed an application design for them, and that's what he was there for. He was there to design these things for these different clubs, and over time, he gained these connections with these different organizations, and when he got into his career and into the working world, he had these backup plans for a career where if someone needed a person to design a website for them, they'd hire him up, pay a couple $1,000s to him for like, you know, 10 to 12 hours of work, and bam, there we go. He made a couple $1,000s, spent about, you know, 8 or 12 hours on a website, and he gained that connection with somebody else who may or may not call him again and ask for more work. Now, how do I apply this to YouTube? The way I apply this to YouTube is the fact that over the past few months, I have not been networking. I have not been, you know, expanding my channel out too much. And the one reason for that is because I've been, you know, kind of had a lack of motivation to work at YouTube again. And now, over the past week, I've been making a video every day, except for one day because I was a little busy because of my SAT class. But, you know, now that I found this new motivation, I found that, you know, YouTube is fun for me again. I'm really enjoying it a whole lot more now. And now that I find the motivation, I'm going to start, you know, trying to network and reach myself out there more. Be it through community channels, be it through, you know, collaborations with other YouTubers. I'm not certain at this point. I mean, we have new games coming out this holiday season that, you know, I will try to get my ass on, try to, you know, work hard at making unique series and cool things for that game, you know, spearheading certain aspects of talking about, you know, statistics, strategies, things like that in those games. I'll try my hardest with that, but the one pure thing and the one, you know, most important thing I gotta work at is that networking and that motivation to, you know, meet other people and get those communications going and get those contacts going where they'll help you grow your channel along with you. And, you know, it's not sort of like one of those leeching off of another YouTuber. It's sort of like I said, it's networking. You help them, they help you. And it's just that this motivation, this, you know, newfound motivation I had is really giving me that drive to work towards something. Because I've been at this for almost a year and 4 months. I mean, when you take a look at that, and you think to yourself, wow, a year and 4 months and I only have 3,000 subscribers. I mean, I haven't, you know, worked toward my main goal of, you know, a partnership, of, you know, having a lot of people watching me. You know, in these things that I look back on my main goals when I initially started YouTube, it's kind of depressing to see that I haven't reached them yet. So in order to do that, I gotta put a drive for it. I gotta drive toward it. And it's all gonna start with that networking, communication, and just meeting other people and, you know, expanding my horizons. Now, the second aspect that he talked about was more on the business side of things. But I really related those business, you know, strategies to how YouTube's going to work. It's not like a business. YouTube is not a business. To some people, it definitely is. I mean, they have the advertisers, they have the, you know, the partners, the money, things like that. It's a business for them, and there's no denying that. But for me, at this point, it's more like a hobby business, hobby/business, something you got to treat like a business, and, you know, feel like it's a hobby. You don't go at something like YouTube treating it like, oh, you know, I don't have to worry about, you know, interacting with these people because I don't know them. They're not going to, you know, be any importance of me in the future. But treating YouTube like a business, and people don't like doing it, but it's something you got to do if you really have the drive and motivation to do something properly. So, you know, I'm going to treat YouTube like a business a little bit more, try to, you know, incorporate some different strategies into how I work things, but that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. That helps out a lot. Follow me on Twitter. Link is down in the description. And as always, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. And now, just in case you guys missed it, here is yesterday's video. I talked about the upcoming DLC for Borderlands 2, Captain Scarlet and her Pirate's Booty. Great video, make sure you guys do not miss it. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe to me on YouTube, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.